Good afternoon, commodities traders. Welcome back to Commodities Update. So we'll be looking at technical analysis for natural gas, UNG, oil, the US dollar, gold, and silver. So looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as the most likely scenario where price will be heading into there next week and this week. So if you guys if you learn anything, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And free Discord link is in my YouTube bio. Just come hang out and chat about anything, stocks, and have fun. And let's get started. So we're looking at natural gas futures. So after this rising wedge bear break, and delete that because we've been talking about this rising wedge bear break for too long. And now what are we looking at? So pretty much bulls try to hold this low right here, coinciding with this low, which is pretty much with this low as well. And it's pretty close to the reaction low anyways. And we're looking to see if this bounce can get some follow through. Because if you just come all the way up here and reject from there again, it's just a daily bear flag. To measure from the top of the move to the bottom of the move. Essentially, this is one move, one drop. And so far, we only bounced about 35%. We're just below the 38.2% mark, which is the yellow part. So as long as we don't get above that, it's still a bear flag. And yeah, so it's essentially just a shallow bounce. It may look like a big bounce. It is a big bounce, 5%. And close to the high of the day is probably like 6 to 7%. But just that because we dropped so much that there's still so much room for the bears. Only the bears from yesterday and half of the day before are in the red if they shorted. And everyone that shorted up here all the way to down here are still in the green. So there's still not a lot of pressure from the bear yet. So it's still, technically still be that's why a bear flag psychologically is like. So as long as we don't get over about 0.382, we may chop around here. And if we flush below, obviously today's low, that's a confirmed bear flag on the daily. And if we can break above that, 0.382, then we are negated that bear flag. We may actually get a little bit more follow from the bulls if we get a decent bounce, because now then we have enough room for bulls to change the trend to work with. But as of right now, still need more to go. As of right now, I mean, it's a good bounce, good start for sure. But let's see if bulls can get more follow through on the upside, because I talked about the weekly bear flag as well. We're still in a weekly bear flag as well. See, we pretty much came all the way from up there to down here, one ninja move. So this was a weak drop. And now we're still flagging on the weekly. So we are in a weekly bear flag and a daily bear flag. So we'll see how that goes. Bulls have a lot of work if they want to negate both of those flags, especially the weekly one. You need to break above pretty much this high to negate that weekly bear flag. And they need to break above close to here for that daily bear flag. And for you bears, you're sitting pretty comfortable. Yeah, I mean, there's no red flags for bears at this moment. Unless we start breaking up above this level, then that weekly bear flag is negated. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG tradable ticker for natural gas, same thing. Let's see how big we bounced here. 4%. Held the reaction low. Let's delete this rising wedge as well. After the bear break, this actually looks a little bit closer to negating. Actually, no, still pretty about 35%, 32% here as well. So what I want to see from the bulls is break above 0.32 as well as the daily EMA 12, which is a teal looking line. Get back above there, at least to the 50% mark. Then we can start talking about maybe, shaping up some kind of trend change for bulls if we can bounce up to the 50% mark here. And even get to that 50% mark, which is literally like over here, and we zoom out on the chart, you can tell that it's barely anything on the bigger picture for bulls. It's the same thing. We zoom out to the weekly charts, it's still a little blip of how far we bounced so far. Big bear flag still at the moment. So as long as bulls can't give us more bounce, bear flag intact. Good start here. At least we held the reaction low. Pretty much bulls definitely need to hold this reaction low, because if we don't, let's say we roll over tomorrow or Monday, breaking today's low, we're definitely going to break this low as well. We roll over. Then I'm looking at this pretty much this red line support. That's about it. If we break the reaction low, there's really not any support down here. Other than you can say that we're, natural gases historically don't go that much cheaper than around the 1.5 range. Obviously, we have been 4, but just it doesn't stay there that long, right? Yeah, I'm unadjusted. I was like, where's the price action? Anyways, obviously we have been below 1.5, over here around like the 90s, and about one time here in COVID, 1.44, the lows here, but yeah. But we will see. Who knows? Anything could be the first time. They could have said the same thing over here in March, right? They've been like, we don't go below 1.6 for too long. And the next thing you know, we go to 1.46 here, right? They could have said the same thing over here. Actually, let's see if we have a support line here. We're not there yet. I mean, if we come down here and we kind of like coincide together with this black line and that black line, maybe we'll bounce from here. But we're still quite a ways away, so we'll just keep that as for fun. So 22.4% away to 1.33. I mean, if it hits there and bounce, that would be nice. I mean, that wouldn't be nice, but it's like that would be funny. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, historically, we don't go below 1.5 range for too long. See on the charts, but that's the only support that I'm seeing at this moment for natural gas. Other than obviously the current low here, where we bounce off of it today. All right, let's take a look at oil. Big bounce. Held the prior resistance. Prior resistance. Now I can support and bounce up there. So I talked about where if we can't get over this 73.3, we're probably going to come down to 71.15. Went up holding it 2 big days, and now we're testing pretty much the last resistance. Rejection, and a slight rejection so far today. We could very well gap over it tomorrow and head higher. If we do, then I'm looking up close to 77.8 if we break above this level. And if we pull back, I'm looking back close to 75.3. Even if we pull back here, it's no big deal. We may just chop around again, kind of like what it did here. Break above, chop around sideways, break above, chop around sideways a little bit, break above. We do the same thing again here before we break out of this big picture wedge. US dollar, let's see. All right, there we go. Big bounce on the dollar, probably because of the data today on the jobs number, PPI. So we're back above this mirror looking line again. Now I'm looking back at 103.5. Essentially, it's just a big tiny range. Big move down, big move up. The move is within the prior move. Big move down. This drop is within the prior move. Now we're moving up again. So essentially just a tiny range getting tighter and tighter. Move is going to be within the prior move until it breaks out of that range. Probably looking up at 103.5 here, which is this resistance zone for the dollar. And if we break above that, I'm looking at 104.13. And I'm guessing the metals probably dropped because of that. Let's take a look. And slightly. So we're actually pretty much bull flagging up here. The exact scenario that I talked about on Tuesday. Where if we backtest this and bounce, that's a good sign for the bulls. And yeah, we're actually bouncing, still holding today. Surprisingly, after such a significant move on the dollar, I was expecting us to at least pull back, closer to here on that dollar pop. That gold is actually quite strong here. Yeah, historically it's a defensive asset, and yeah, it's holding pretty darn well. So if we just keep on flagging in here, above, That's the bull flag confirmed. Even if it comes down slightly lower, is no big deal. We're still well above, well above bull flag territory. Yeah, only retrace 23%. We can go all the way down here, and it'll still be a healthy retracement for the bulls. No red flag for the bulls on gold bulls, and let's see if they continue to hold this above black blue line, because this was resistance, broke above resistance, back test, bounce, back test again, and let's see if we continue to hold that level. Right. So we're actually holding okay. I mean, close the lower day, which makes sense because dollar closed at high of his day, and with such a big pullback, such a big bounce on the dollar, this only pulled back slightly, so it's holding pretty darn well as well. Even if the dollar didn't pull back, we pretty much hit resistance at 25. So a slight pullback is pretty normal. You see this resistance 25 level as well. These levels. So yeah, so no red flags for silver as well. No red flags for silver bulls. So we continue to make the daily uptrend. Everything's intact. So let's see when we pull back to 24.6, if we bounce from there, we'll retest this 25 again and see if we can break above from there. If we break above, I'm looking at closer to 25.9 level. If that happens, yeah, it's not a lot up here, other than 25.4, then 25.9. All right, that's all I got for you guys, and feel free to support the channel and the Patreon link or book any one-on-ones, as well as a free 15-minute calendar link for any one-on-ones if you want to improve your trading game. All right, have a great rest of you guys' day. I will see you guys on Saturday for more updates.